We're back with more on the economy tonight and what's been at the root of the massive problems we've been having, the housing bubble that went bust. So many American homes worth so much less than what people paid for them. A new snapshot of home prices out tonight shows a slight gain in November from the month before, but compared to last year, prices fell another 5.3%, down a total of 30% from the peak nationwide. Now, a growing number of homeowners are making the decision to just walk away from those houses and the loans they bought them with. Our report from CNBC's Diana Olick.
Jeff Horton thought the Florida housing market was on the mend when he bought his home 3 years ago for $255,000. But today, the house is worth about half that.
I mean, investment by definition is supposed to have returns, so it's time for me to walk away. But the best.
Horton will join an estimated 1 million borrowers who abandoned their homes and mortgage commitments last year, even though they could afford to pay.
Why would I continue to pay all this money every month, cut back on the things that I enjoy doing just to make the payment when there's, catastrophic negative equity in the house?
He signed on with YouWalkAway.com, a company that helps borrowers navigate so-called strategic default. Horton risks being sued by his lender, and his credit will suffer for up to 7 years. In the meantime, he'll rent.
I can move out of this house and move to another house exactly like it in the same neighborhood for half of what I'm paying now.
With 25% of all borrowers, or 15 million homeowners, owing more on their mortgages than their homes are worth, more people could start thinking like Jeff Horton, and that would push foreclosures beyond all expectations.
If you applied this across the board into all these kinds of relationships and agreements that people make, I think the default rates would expand considerably.
And it's not just homeowners. Banks are walking away as well. Last month, Morgan Stanley gave 5 San Francisco office buildings back to lenders after the buildings lost half their value.
Business, goes by the letter of the contract all the time. And all the time they back out of contracts where it's inconvenient and they pay the penalty. And that's exactly what a homeowner is doing. So I'd have a hard time making a moral argument to a homeowner.
But many fear that if more homeowners bail on their mortgages, banks may come to taxpayers for yet another bailout of their own. Diana Olick, CNBC, Washington.